Toby, thanks for joining WADA Talks.
No problem.
You've had an interesting experience in the past where you were faced with the opportunity to dope. How did you feel when one of your coaches came forward and said, would you like to take these vitamins?
Yes, there's a mixture of emotions, as you can imagine. There's anger, there's sadness, there's annoyance. They've kind of broken your career in one fell swoop. You know, there's never anything that positive that comes from being offered drugs. Your career's in jeopardy. Your own personal integrity is in danger as well. But yeah, so the first thing I thought was anger, sadness, and yeah, I think those were probably the two overwhelming emotions, really.
And what pushed you forward to take the decision to report this?
I think it's a personal moral thing. You know, I've been brought up that cheating's wrong, whether that be drugs, whether that be motorised doping, whether it be anything like that. It's gaining an advantage in a cheating manner is just not how to do things. Reporting that is, in my opinion, the only way to go about it. Nothing's going to get better without speaking out about things. So speaking out about what was going on, telling the UCI, telling WADA, and really sorting the problem out is the only way we're going to eradicate that within sport. So.
And the authorities were fairly active on this. Tell us a little bit more about your experience as a whistleblower.
Yeah, so I mean, the UCI stepped on things pretty quickly. So within about 12 hours of my initial report, they were in contact. The main thing with them was that my safety was paramount. To get me out of the situation was their main thing, rather than prosecuting, kind of coming up with a doping case itself. So that was their main priority. Things obviously then went through WADA as well, so behind the scenes, this wasn't within me personally. So the UCI got in contact with WADA, processed the whole prosecution and tested athletes and things like this. So as an athlete, we don't see what's going on behind the scenes, but we expect that relationship with our governing bodies and WADA is there.
What advice would you give someone else faced with a similar scenario?
Yeah, it's not half as scary as people expect. You know, I think that's the big thing for whistleblowers is the fact they're scared of coming out because it puts their career in jeopardy. It puts their own personal kind of aura in danger. I think the one thing that I learned from this was that it doesn't. The amount of respect that I've gained from this is completely insane to me. For example, in the peloton with road riding, you know, not getting to the front of the peloton is a hard issue. You kind of have to fight your way through. The respect that teams gave me just from the fact that I stood up for what was right, it was so much easier to move around, and the sheer respect is overwhelming from a whistleblower's point of view. But obviously the safety side of it as well, you don't want to put yourself in danger. So if you're scared that you're personally going to be in danger speaking out, there's certainly ways around doing it in a anonymous fashion these days as well, which is another thing that WADA's been developing on recently. So.
And talking of that, we're hearing more about the platforms being put forward by the different bodies to encourage whistleblowing. WADA put forward its Speak Up platform recently. Tell us about how you think these will help shift the needle. Yeah,
absolutely. So in my time, we didn't have that portal. I was very lucky in the fact that I had a personal contact within the governing body to help me. And experiences like mine have helped develop things like the Speak Up campaign. So the portal that people can input information in anonymously. They can contact the UCI, they can contact WADA. I think it just makes the whole situation a lot safer for the athlete. It removes that element of what if people find out. You know, it can be completely anonymous, and that's key. As I said before, anything with whistleblowing is the actual athlete's safety is the main thing. So,
Toby Atkins, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you very much.